So I think I'm gonna start, no, I'm not, I don't think, I know, I'm gonna start juicing again. There's a little bit of a story behind these strawberries. I was at work and we were driving back to the office and we happened to see a little, garage sale. So we stopped, bought a few things. So we started talking to this guy. We found out he was a pastor. And I kind of noticed that he had a wheelbarrow full of corn out by his garage there. So I kind of just asked him, do you have any strawberries? Do you have any strawberry runners that you don't need? And oddly enough, he did. He brought me into his garage and he had about 50 strawberry plants. Like if you bought them and they send them to you and stuff like that. And then he had a few runners that he actually just pulled. So I was able to get 50 strawberry plants, planted them in a flower bed here, and I mean, we got strawberries out of it. Now anytime I get too many runners, I pass those along. It was pretty fun putting these strawberries in. And when we dug the flower bed out years ago, we actually sifted through everything, got all the rocks out, and I found like a case of these old bottles. I don't know how old they are. It kind of looked like there was a wood case around them, and all the bottles there were kind of like stacked as if they were stacked in a case. I can't really find any markings on these things. I don't know what they were used for or why they were buried there. They were down there pretty deep. I would say about a foot and a half down or so.
I eat strawberries.
I got you. Come on, you got it. Come on. Come on, you got it. You got it, come on. You got it. You got it. Oh, we made it out of there alive. Oh, forgot my ice coffee. I've kind of noticed lately that I'm getting a little bit more of a spare tire around my waist. Getting a little more pudgy, gaining a little bit of weight. We all have our guilty pleasures. I like to go take Nutella or the off-brand, because it's a little bit cheaper, of the hazelnut spread, scoop it with a spoon, and then go and scoop some peanut butter on there and eat that, and do that 4 or 5 times. It's even so bad that my daughter's gotten into it, more so just for the peanut butter. I'll give her a little bit of peanut butter on a spoon. I mean, she's a kid, I'm not too worried about it, but then again, I don't want to install or instill bad habits with her this early on in her life. I want her to have good eating habits, good healthy habits, good exercising habits and stuff. I want to make sure I get that foundation for her. So really, what is eating healthy? Is it eating enough calories so that your body has enough fuel? Is it eating less carbs? Is it eating less fruit, less fructose? Is it definitely cutting out all sugar and processed foods? Is it eating in moderation so you're not overeating, not binge eating like I normally do, or emotionally eating? Definitely do that too. I mean, the other day when we went to that gluten-free cookout, I had 3-4 hot dogs, and then when we got to my sister-in-law's, I had 2 burgers plus another hot dog. I mean, come on, that's way too much, and it was good, but I didn't need to eat all that. Seriously? Now, the biggest thing is, if I don't buy it, I won't eat it. If it's not in front of me, I'm not gonna go out and buy it. I'm not gonna go out and get it. Mainly because I'm too lazy and I'm too cheap to go get it. It's not worth it to me to go to the store and pick that stuff up. It's not worth it to me to go to the store and buy that stuff and spend that money. But if it's in the house, say my wife or somebody else brings it over, I'm definitely gonna eat it. I'm gonna binge on it. I'm gonna eat way too much. I'm gonna feel like garbage afterwards, and I'm gonna regret it. I kind of have to get everything in check, start eating a little bit healthier, especially if I'm gonna have surgery. I want to be as healthy as I can, get as much weight off as I can before the surgery, because I know after surgery there's going to be about 3 months of recovery at least, and I'm not going to be able to do too much exercise-wise after that, or within that period, and I'm going to be sitting around, I'm going to be bored, and I don't want to gain weight and have that extra weight on my back. I want to get all that weight off my back as soon as possible, even more so now. How can you eat healthier? For me, it's probably eating in moderation. I tend to binge eat a lot, especially if I'm at someone's house or a party or something like that. I have no problem having 3 or 4 burgers. So if it's not in the house, I'm good. I'm not gonna eat it. I'll snack on whatever's in the house, usually peanuts, mozzarella sticks, mozzarella cheese, stuff like that, juice, and then whatever vegetables we might have. But you know, I'm not a nutritionist. I don't know everything. I know little bits and pieces, and I know what's worked for me in the past, and that's really just limiting the amount that I eat because I overeat. I have 2 or 3 helpings, I completely overeat. If I just get like one of those trays you had in school or something, or military or something, you know, the trays with the dividers, and you just scoop it on there and that's all you can eat, you know, that's your proportion. If I could stick with that and not go up for seconds, I'd probably lose a ton of weight. Or my other thought is I just eat my kids' leftovers. You know, whatever they don't eat, I eat that, and that would be my meal. I really need to gain control of what I'm eating, how much I'm eating, and the quality of food that I'm eating if I want to lose weight, especially if I want to lose weight without exercising. It's very, very limited with the exercise that I can do right now. There's really not much that I can do. I mean, it's frustrating. So really, if you have any ideas, any suggestions, I'm open and I welcome them, because I need to figure this out. Like I said, I need to get the weight off of my back, off of my body. I want to lose as much weight as I can before the surgery, because at least 3 months, I'm not going to be doing much after the surgery, exercise-wise. So it's a good portion there where I'm going to be probably feeling depressed, hurting like crazy, and I'm going to be eating because I know I emotionally eat. I know I binge eat. It's just, I know it's not going to be a fun time, but then am I setting myself up for failure thinking this way, or am I really preparing myself so I can avoid all of that? So I think I'm going to start, no, I'm not, I don't think, I know, I'm going to start juicing again. Not hardcore juicing where I'm making the juice fresh for about 3 days or so. I don't want to go through all that. I just want to buy store-bought juice, green juice, and go with that just because of the ease of convenience. You know what I mean? It's done, it's ready. I don't have to spend an hour. It's easier that way. It'll definitely be easier buying the store-bought stuff. Yeah, it might be a hair more processed. There might be a hair more sugar in there because of the amount of fruits they put in it just to make it taste good, where I wouldn't do that if I was juicing. I can live with that, especially if I cut all the other sugars out of my diet. I can live with that. So I'm expecting a package today from Jet. I don't know if you've ever used Jet before. We used it once on my sister-in-law's recommendation. My wife bought a ton of stuff. Granted, they come in very nice boxes. The boxes are really strong and secure. They have like that insulated bubble wrap in their stuff, and they have ice packs and a ton of. These packages are ridiculously heavy, and we had about 4 or 5 of them. And I mean, they're huge. And the amount of food that they put in there, I know they probably have a system in place, but it was a ton of ice packs, which I kept because why not? You go on a picnic or something, you need these huge ice packs or whatever. But there's so much packaging, there's so much ice packs, there's so much waste, so much you have to deal with. Granted, if you order like 1 box of stuff, I can understand, but they don't put a lot of stuff in 1 box. It's not like packed to the gills. But the benefit is here, we're gonna order green juice this way. It's cheaper than getting it in the store. It delivers right to the door, 1 box every so often. We'll have to figure it out and see what the logistics are of it. But in the long run, it's cheaper, and you get moving boxes out of it, I guess, or storage boxes if you want. So we'll see how it goes. I'm expecting that package today. Oh yeah, it's time for a green juice. Oh, honestly, when I first started juicing, let's go back upstairs. Oh man, honestly, when I first started juicing, it was a little difficult. I mean, you're hungry all the time, but then it got to a point where you really started craving the juice. You couldn't wait to drink it, and I really did use it as like a meal supplement. And I did lose 40 pounds. I mean, or more than 40 pounds. I think I was like 210 at the time, and I mean now I'm 160 and I want to lose a little bit more. And that was, geez, 4 years ago maybe? I mean, I've kept the weight off, and I haven't really been able to do much exercise just because of my back situation and stuff. So it really does work. I mean, there are benefits there. And I'm not the best eater too. Like, you know, you heard my guilty pleasures. I'm really not the best eater. I don't remember what these flowers are called. Haciendas, peonies, I'm not too sure. My mom would know, considering that she planted them and then I moved them over to here. If you know, leave a comment. There's like a little tiny bug on my lens.